Quantum computing stocks just exploded. D-Wave surged over 50%, IonQ rallied, Rigetti jumped, and the mainstream financial media barely noticed. But something big is happening, and it's not just hype. Quantum computing may finally be crossing the line from theory to real-world impact. In this video, we're going to unpack why the entire sector just took off, what it means for investors, and how you can get ahead of a wave that's only just starting. Welcome back to The Alternative Investor. I'm Robert, and today we're breaking down the most overlooked tech rally of the year. It all started with D-Wave. The company delivered a blowout first quarter earnings report, $15 million in revenue, up 509% year over year, with gross margins at 92.5%, and net loss narrowing sharply from $17 million to just $5.4 million. But what lit the fuse wasn't just the financials, it was their announcement of quantum supremacy. D-Wave's Advantage 2 system solved a problem in 20 minutes that would have taken classical supercomputers over 1,000,000 years. That milestone triggered a sector-wide rally. IonQ surged in sympathy, and Rigetti also spiked, as investors suddenly recognized that quantum's breakout moment might be happening right now, not 5 years from now. This wasn't a meme-driven move, it was a signal. Quantum computing has lived in research labs and theoretical papers for years, but now it's turning into a commercial story. For the first time, companies are reporting actual revenue from quantum hardware and services, landing government and enterprise contracts, and releasing peer-reviewed studies that show classical computing is officially being outpaced, at least in very specific use cases. This isn't just about stock prices, it's a milestone in the evolution of the tech sector. Investors are beginning to treat quantum like they treated AI in 2016, a misunderstood revolution hiding in plain sight. Quantum computing isn't stuck in a lab anymore, it's already being used in the real world. D-Wave helped Ford Otosan reduce vehicle production scheduling from 30 minutes to under 5. Japan Tobacco used D-Wave to discover promising molecular structures for new drugs, results that beat traditional methods. Over at IonQ, they've signed on clients like Amazon Web Services, the US Air Force, and Goldman Sachs to apply quantum solutions to problems in finance, logistics, and machine learning. These aren't beta tests. They're real deployments in critical industries, and they show that quantum isn't theoretical anymore. It's operational. Let's break down the winners. D-Wave just posted $15 million in Q1 revenue, driven largely by their first Advantage system sale to Germany's Jülich supercomputing center, and they ended the quarter with over $300 million in cash. IonQ is expecting full-year 2025 revenue to hit $100 million, growing steadily with a strong commercial pipeline. Their Forte system is already pushing 64 algorithmic qubits. Rigetti, while lagging behind, has recently picked up new government contracts and may represent a value opportunity at current levels. Across the board, the sector is transitioning from burn rate narratives to revenue-based growth stories. And that's what Wall Street has been waiting for. So, why did this breakout catch so many investors off guard? Because for years, quantum was seen as someday tech. Too far out to model, too hard to understand, and too slow to commercialize. Institutional investors didn't have the time or technical background to parse the research, so they waited. Meanwhile, retail traders dismissed it as too risky or too boring. But now, with real revenue growth, scientific validation, and government-backed adoption all hitting at once, that someday narrative is flipping. And the people who've been paying attention, like us, are in position to act while others are still playing catch-up. If you're thinking about entering this space, understand this. The opportunity is real, but so is the risk. D-Wave, IonQ, and Rigetti are the three public pure plays. D-Wave is showing the strongest momentum right now, with a compelling mix of tech and revenue. IonQ is further along in hardware scaling and partnerships. Rigetti is smaller but could snap back if it secures another wave of funding or contracts. If you want exposure without the volatility, you could consider infrastructure names like Supermicro or Arista Networks that support quantum growth behind the scenes. And for options traders, strategies like cash-secured puts or covered calls could help you manage risk while positioning for upside. And this week could be remembered as the tipping point for quantum, like when AI crossed over from hype to utility, or when the cloud stopped being the future and became the backbone of the digital economy. With quantum revenue surging, governments embracing the tech, and Wall Street finally waking up, we may be watching the start of the next tech megatrend. And just like AI and crypto before it, the early movers tend to win big. The quantum wave is building, and it's not waiting for CNBC to notice. Quantum stocks just skyrocketed, and if you've been watching this space with us, you know this is just the beginning. If this video helped you see the opportunity, hit that like button and subscribe to The Alternative Investor. I break down trends before they hit the mainstream, so you're always one step ahead of Wall Street. Drop a comment below. Are you buying D-Wave, watching IonQ, or betting on a dark horse? Thanks for being here, and I'll see you in the next one.